Competitors, judges and stewards, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Royal Agricultural Society of Victoria, welcome to the Royal Melbourne Show FEI World Cup Jumping Qualifying Event Ceremony. My name is Brett Hickey and I have the pleasure of being your host for today's presentation. To begin today's competition, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome to the Herald Sun Arena to sing the national anthem, Miss Alexis Van Maanen.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we can do better than that. Give Alexis a huge round of applause. And let's also welcome our competitors as they head out to the warm-up arena to get on their horses and get ready for the biggest World Cup of 2019 here on the Herald Sun Arena at the Royal Melbourne Show.
And we are just minutes away from the first horse on course. The length of the course is 575 metres per minute. Time allowed in the first round of competition, 92 seconds. The top 12 in the first round of competition will be invited back for the second round. The winner of the class will be the horse rider combination with the least number of penalties and the quickest time in the second round. Penalties from the first round will be carried through to the second round. 30 combinations have nominated. If you have a draw in front of you, then we did have one late scratching, number 10 in the draw. Toulon, NZPH and Bridget Berry did withdraw from the competition. So 31 nominated, 30 will start. The class will be run under Article 273, 2.2, 3.3.1, 0.4.3. That basically means we have 2 rounds of show jumping guaranteed. Top 12 or all clear in the first round will come back. If there are more than 12 clear in the first round, they'll all come back. Otherwise, the top 12 seated on penalties and time in the first round will be invited back to the second round of competition. There are fences 1 to 13. The first of the combinations appears at 5A, 5B, 5C. The second at 10A, 10B. As we said, the length of the course, 575 metres. The horses are required to travel at 375 metres per minute. Time allowed, 92 seconds. If you have never watched show jumping before, we'll give you a very quick course, because although we have a judging panel big enough to run a small city here for all our international competitions, our judges are merely judging whether the horse and rider combination jump the fence cleanly or they knock the fence down. Penalties are incurred if they alter the height or the width of the fence. Every horse and rider on the class will come through that gate out here into the main arena on the best possible score of 0. If they cannot pick up faults at any of the 13 fences, the 16 obstacles, or exceed the time allowed of 92 seconds, then they will leave the arena on the score of 0. So although we have, as I said, a judging panel big enough to run a small city, we in fact can judge it ourselves sitting out here. No form, no style, no presentation will be judged here today. The first horse rider now makes their way out into the arena, and this is the first time that Talara Windstorm will get to see the fences as they've been designed today. Talara Windstorm, bred by Talara Warmbloods, owned by the Winning family in Yandu Equestrian. This is Jamie Winning Kermond. She was the unlucky or the lucky one to draw number 1 in the draw. She's the first competitor out. She's walked the course. Once the bell sounds, she'll have 45 seconds in which to commence her round. For the first time here this afternoon in the Herald Sun Arena, we welcome our first combination into the 5th leg of the 2019-2020 World Cup qualifying series. This is Jamie Winning Kermond from Ebenezer in Sydney, riding Talara Windstorm. Jamie winning Kermon turns to the final fence, carrying the 8 jumping penalties, comes down. Hey, Melbourne, give her a round of applause. What a way to start here this afternoon. Stops the clock, 88.44, 88.44. Two rails down. I think she'll be reasonably pleased with that young horse at World Cup level. 88.44, so well under the time allowed of 92 seconds. Jamie winning Kermon, Talara Windstorm. 8 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 8. Well, we welcome out now Leslie Hargraves and Talara and Dave Cameron's nomination. Copperbella Verde, another rider, been supporting the Royal Melbourne Show for as long as I've been coming here, the last 8 years. Talara Cameron, she rides Gremlin as he's known around the stables. He's a 12-year-old warm blood gelding by Copperbella Visage. We're going to see his full brother on debut a little bit later on this afternoon. We welcome out number 2 in the draw, Talara Cameron, Copperbella Verde. Oh, what a ride. Boy, she was unlucky. Just the one rail down. Just the one rail down. 4 jumping penalties, 87.20. 87.20 for Copperbella Verde and Talara Cameron. And that is another great round. So it's not over for Tal because the top 12 will come back to the second round. There is a chance that we will be seeing her back here in the second round of competition. As we welcome out now the next of our riders, number 3 in the draw. Born and bred at Bega on the south coast of New South Wales. This is Clint Beresford riding the Beresford family nomination, Emmaville Jitterbug. Jason, as he's known around the stables, is a previous winner of the World Cup Series in 2017. He's had a little bit of an issue with a tendon. He's come back from that stronger and fitter than ever before. Can he be our first clear round here in the Herald Sun Arena? 3rd horse to go in the first round of the World Cup qualifier for 2019. Clint Beresford, Emmaville Jitterbug. 3 horses have gone. Clint Beresford safely over the last. Not the same fence, but the same result. 4 jumping penalties. 82.72. Now that may play importance a little bit later on in the class. Once we get down to the testing end of this competition, we see who's coming back for the second round. But a great ride for the New South Welshman, Clint Beresford and Emmaville Jitterbug. Well, we now welcome out from South Australia, Mark Lind. Mark is riding the imported Warm Blood 6-pack. Jumped with great success at the Adelaide Royal. Came out here yesterday to give this horse arena familiarisation, jumping in the Group B and jumping a lovely, clear round. Stepping it up a notch here today. Mark Lind, the rider now on course, and he is riding 6-pack. Well, Mark Lind with a couple of rails down, deciding he wasn't his day. He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Give him a round of applause, Melbourne. I'm sure we'll see him back here again in the future. Mark Lind and 6-pack retiring from the class. Well, it's a young horse. We watched it come through. It was a Part C horse, a Group B horse. It's always exciting when you're part of the dream and part of the plan, as we now see the Brent family and the Paul Brent out here riding the magnificent Fontaine Blue VDL. The Clinton family, I should say, purchased this horse with Paul Brent. Michelle and Paul, based here at the Yarra Valley in Victoria. A professional show jumping rider, Pride's Easy Feed nominated competitor. He rides the beautiful imported Warm Blood Stallion. It's been in the country for a number of years now. We've watched it grow into what is now one of our outstanding up-and-coming Grand Prix horses. Stepping out on debut at World Cup level, Fontaine Blue VDL and Victorian Paul Brent now on course. Well, that young horse just showing a little bit of inexperience there today. And unfortunately, with that second canter past of that fence, he'll retire from the competition. He is allowed to jump one more fence before leaving the arena. Paul does just that. But we won't be seeing him back in the second round. But a young horse, I'm sure, keep the name in your brain, Fontainebleau VDL. You'll see it with years to come and a few more miles on the board. Well, we welcome out now. She's just 22 years of age. She competed here as a junior when she was just 14. She's been here every year since. From Beaudesert in southeast Queensland, out of the Embrook Stables, we welcome the next of our riders. She is part of Team Willinga Park for the Australian Jumping Teams League for 2019. She is one of our younger competitors in this class. Don't let age deceive you, though, because she's been on the World Cup Series for the last 2 years. Is today her day? She won the big World Cup qualifier at the Summer Classic in December last year. Can she notch a second wing to her name? This is Brooke Langbecker riding Quintago 1. Is this our first clear round? Well, another rider just getting a little lost on the course from 6 to 7. That razzled him up a little bit. And then a couple of consecutive rails deciding that Quintago won, who's actually been a little off colour. Only got picked up from the vets 5 days ago to be back down here. And he who fights and runs away once again lives to fight another day. And I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of Brooke Langbecker into the future. Well, the horse and rider you see out here in the arena are now on debut. This is their first time ever competing at a World Cup qualifier. This is number 7 in the draw, Jamie Priestley. We're just waiting for one more fence to be picked up. Jamie Priestley comes to us from Nowra on the south coast of New South Wales. She is just 20 years of age. She's come as a junior. She's competed here as a young rider. She has never in her 20 years competed in a World Cup qualifier. For many riders, might take them 20 or 30 years of competition to get to this level. She is one of Australia's leading young riders, still eligible to compete in young rider competitions. This is from Nowra on the south coast of New South Wales, Jamie Priestley. She rides Courage. But remember, the winner of the World Cup here last year was a similar aged young lady on debut. So again, don't let age deceive you. We welcome out Jamie Priestley, her first time ever competing in a World Cup qualifier on Courage. Well, the height of that vertical proving a little difficult for a few of our competitors. 1.60 metre, that vertical there. Oh, well, on debut, she can tick the box now. She is a World Cup rider. Jamie Priestley, 88.79, 88.79. The 4 fences being rebuilt. 16 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 16 for Jamie Priestley and Courage. Well, a young lady who knows exactly how Jamie is feeling because she was here last year in the same position. 12 months on, she has certainly got a wealth of knowledge and experience behind her now that she didn't have this time last year. Out of the Yandu Equestrian Stables, we welcome out the next of our riders. This is number 8 of 31 in the draw. Number 8 in the draw, Melissa Blair. She rides the mare by the name of Zadora. This horse came out of Europe, purchased a couple of years ago, an imported warm blood. Dora, as she's known around the stables. Melissa Blair, Zadora, now on course. One fence left to go, just carrying the 4 jumping penalties safely over the last. That's a great ride. That's a great ride. 85.01, 85.01. The butterfly fence, the only fence to fall to the ground. 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 4. Well, next out into the arena, we've watched this lady certainly improve in vast strength. Interesting that we've had 3 grey horses in a row. Well, the next rider out, she is the same as Jamie Priestley on debut. She's Victorian based. She trains with Michelle Strapp here in Victoria. Bonaire, the horse, an imported warm blood. And in the saddle, we welcome for the first time ever into a World Cup qualifier, Shimona Fraid, Bonaire. Oh, Melbourne on debut. Put your hands together. What a way to start your World Cup career. Just over the time allowed, but I don't think Shimona will be worried about that. Shimona Fraid, Bonaire. Hey, Melbourne, give her another round of applause. Great ride. For jumping, one time a total of 5, 92.91 at World Cup level. Just the one little miscommunication coming into the treble, picking up the 4 jumping penalties. One time penalty, a total of 5 for Shimona Fraid and Bonaire. Well, we now make our way down here to number 11 in the draw, number 10 being a scratching. We now move on to a young lady who only landed here on Australian soil 3.5 weeks ago. She won the big Horse of the Year Grand Prix over there in New Zealand at Hastings in February this year. She may look knee-high to a grasshopper, but the bravery and the ability of this young lady, our New Zealand rider, riding Verona. And this is Bria Burnett Grant, a very talented combination. This will be their first World Cup on international soil. A New Zealander by day, a New Zealander by night, interestingly enough. And she is here competing in her first ever World Cup qualifier in Australia. Fibre Fresh Verona and Bria Burnett Grant. We are still looking for that elusive clear round. At this point of the competition, 4 riders on 4 jumping penalties, 1 rider on 5. Top 12 will come back to the second round of competition. Can this be our first clear round? She comes down to the final fence. Hey, Melbourne! Hey, Melbourne! Oh, give her another round of applause. That's our first clear round of the afternoon. Verona, Burnett Grant, no jumping, 86.98. That is our first clear round of the afternoon. Well, what we knew it's been there. We saw it 3 times over with 4 fault rounds, but we now have 1 rider on the best possible score of 0. As we welcome out 3-time Australian show jumping champion, representative at the World Equestrian Games in 2018. This is Jamie Kermond, and he is riding Yandu Oaks Constellation. Napper, as he's known around the stables. He's one of the leading riders here in this country. Jamie Kermond, Yandu Oaks Constellation, now on course. From the small and mighty to the one of Australia's best riders, that is our second clear round. Born and bred at Warrnambool in Victoria, Jamie Kermond, Yandu Oaks Constellation. He guarantees himself a spot in the second round. No jumping penalties, no time penalties. And that means a second horse and rider guaranteeing a second round competition. And they leave the arena on the best possible score of 0. What a ride for the former Victorian in Jamie Kermond. And well done to the connections of that horse, John and Kerry winning for bringing it back and allowing us to still have one of Australia's best horses here in Australian hands. And let's hope that he can see and represent Australia at the Tokyo Olympics. Well, another horse that is now stepping out to World Cup level. This is Gina MVNZ with the ever-experienced Victorian from the Yarra Glen in Victoria, Brooke Dobbin at the helm. This is New Zealand-bred Gina MVNZ and Brooke Dobbin on course. Oh, you're not going to believe it. So close yet so far. 87.25 the time taken. 87.25. Final fence falls to the ground. 4 jumping penalties. No time penalties. A total of 4 for Victorian Brooke Dobbin and Gina MVNZ. Oh, gee, it can be tough, the sport of show jumping. But it's not over yet. Top 12 back to the second round. Well, this is her first of 2 rides in the competition. This is riding her World Cup nomination. Gabrielle Kuna jumped one of only 4 clear rounds here at Willinga Park just 2 weeks ago in the big Grand Prix there. Stepping out here for the first time at the Royal Melbourne Show. The imported warm blood mare, only 8 years of age, Gabrielle Kuna. A World Cup winner with her previous mare, Crystalline. Is this her next winning horse? Gabrielle Kuna and Flair. From Kermond, just outside of the Hawkesbury Basin in Sydney. Number 14 in the draw, on course. Oh, come on, Melbourne. Give her better than that. Give her a big round of applause. What a ride. That's our third clear round. Gabrielle Kuna and Flair hasn't jumped a fence here at the show all week long. Comes out, doesn't touch a rail. What a rider. What a combination. Well, 2 years ago, this man here won the World Cup qualifier. Can he win it again this year? A man who has been very successful in the sport of show jumping for many, many years. He was not here in 2018 because he was competing at the World Equestrian Games with his fellow teammate, Jamie Kermond. He, Rowan Willis and Scott Keach managed to qualify Australia for the Tokyo Olympics with amazing performance. Back, though, in 2019, he rides the Bryce family and Michelle and Tim Clark from South Australia's Anton. Oh, Melbourne, he is one of the best in the business. Billy Raymond and Anton on his World Cup nomination horse. No jumping penalties, no time penalties. And that is our fourth clear round. Top 12 back for the second round of competition. And what a ride from Billy Raymond and Anton. Well, a number of years ago now, High Rail Saltbush and Sam Williams came out here as one of our outsiders in the World Cup, and they went home victorious on a horse that has never World Cupped before. We now welcome out from Tonnenbuck and Sam Williams Equestrian, the next of our riders, Sam Williams. He rides the New Zealand bred and imported horse Commander NZPH. Can he replicate High Rail Saltbush's expertise and win here this afternoon to put himself in the best possible position? He needs to jump clear. 4 clear so far. Sam Williams, Commander NZPH, now on course. Oh, what a great effort from a young horse. It's never seen fences this big before in its life. Sam Williams, Commander NZPH, 12 jumping penalties, 83.87, 83.87. We will just have a slight hold in proceedings. Don't go anywhere, though, here at the Herald Sun Arena. As we're warming up on a sand surface out the back here, you'll just see to my left the tractor going around at the moment, harrowing the arena and ensuring that we have a smooth, even surface for all of our horses to go on. We want to make sure we give them the best possible chance to try and jump a clean round out here in the competition. So the 3 rails, or the 3 jumps you see outside the arena, they're our warm-up ring. The horses don't count whether they knock them down or jump them cleanly. And you'll see the beautiful Kubota tractor just running the harrows around as we speak. Now, as we have a look, we do see the second round of going on the penalties and time in the first round. 4 horses and riders that are back in the second round. We have Jamie Kermond, Yandu Oaks Constellation, Billy Raymond and Anton, Gabrielle Cooner and Flair, and Burnett Grant and Verona as our clears. On 4 faults, Clint Beresford, Melissa Blair, Talara Cameron and Brooke Dobbin. And on 5 faults, we have the rider on debut in the amazing effort from Shimona Frade and Bonaire. This stage, we are halfway through the class. How the draw is done, we use the World Cup Series League to decide or determine who gets to go in the second half of the draw. Riders generally like to go in the second half because you can see how the course is riding and where the issues may occur. The next of our riders out will be Jess Brown and Casco. Well, we welcome out number 17 in the draw, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the midway point of this competition, getting final instructions from her father, an Olympian and Australian coach. These days, however, Rod is far better known for being the father of one of our leading young lady riders. This is Jess Brown from Kalnura on the central coast of New South Wales, and she is riding Casco. Casco, Migaloo, as he's known around the stables, the big white whale, he is certainly a very talented horse. He's been over to Europe. Jess has competed and has represented Australia at Nations Cup level, jumping at Barcelona in the Nations Cup. Casco and Jess Brown looking on song here this weekend. Is today their day for another clear round? Jessica Brown, the rider on course, and she is riding Casco. Oh, safely over the last. The two rails down, 86.60, 86.60. 2 rails down, 8 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 8 for Jess Brown and Casco. Well, next out into the arena, we welcome Tom McDermott. He has won most of the show jumping classes here this weekend. The sport of show jumping is a 80% mind game for riders. If you have the right mindset, you can put your horse in the right frame of mind. And this man, well, he's been on song. And when you're on, you are on. And Tom McDermott has certainly been performing at the highest of the levels. Elegance de la Chamille, a talented young mare coming up through the grades with Tom at the helm. Don't let age of this mare deceive you, however. She has a wealth of experience and knowledge. Tom McDermott, Elegance de la Chamille, the next of our riders on course. 4 clear rounds to date at this stage of the competition. Tom McDermott rattles the second last, but it stays there. He comes down to the final fence. Hey, Melbourne. Hey, Melbourne, put your hands together. Well, how about it? Safely over the last. That is our clear 5th round, 84.20. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, and all clear for Tom McDermott, Elegance de la Chamille. Well, we now welcome out the next of our riders from Armidale in the New England of New South Wales. We welcome out here Katie Laurie. She rides Sheena Ross and Katie Laurie's nomination of Casebrook Lamond. Her first of 2 rides in this competition. Katie Laurie, former New Zealander. She was the winner, I think, of 10 years consecutive of the World Cup Series in New Zealand. She conquered all that could be conquered there. She is now based here in Australia. And in fact, the daughter of Jeff McVean, a name that many older Australians would remember in the equestrian world. And now carries an Australian passport and will one day represent Australia on the international stage. Katie Laurie. One fence left to go. Oh, Melbourne, that's our 6th clear round. Katie Laurie, Casebrook Lamond. Lovely clear round. 86.55, 86.55. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, and all clear. Well, I've certainly been proved wrong here this afternoon. Before the class, I thought we'd only get 4. As we're only 2/3 of the way through, we already have 6 clear rounds. 6 clear rounds, and we'll take the top 12 back. If we get more than 12 clears, all clears. As we welcome out now Reese Stones. And Reese is riding Talara Colmar. Well, a couple of rails down, 5 fences, in fact, 20 jumping penalties, 84.69, 84.69 for Reese Stones and Talara Colmar. Well, we now welcome out into the arena. We spoke to him before the class. A man who's got his sights set on Las Vegas in 2020. He would like to win the World Cup Series. He is currently leading that. This is number 21 in the draw, Chris Chugg. And he is riding PSS Levelinski. And this combination, another combination who is yet to have jumped a fence out here in the Herald Sun Arena, but with 5-time Australian show jumping champion. Top 10 finisher at the World Cup final on numerous occasions. Australian representative from the 2010 World Equestrian Games in Kentucky, Chris Chugg. PSS Levelinski, the combination now on course. Oh, Chris Chugg. What a shame that fence number 12 falls to the ground. 85.35, 85.35. 4 jumping penalties. No time penalties, a total of 4 for Chris Chugg and PSS Levelinski. Well, we now welcome out from South Australia. This is Adam Metcalf riding MEC Aston, our South Australian rider. Great to see him here on the stage at the Herald Sun Arena. Winner of the World Cup qualifier in 2018 at the Adelaide International 3-day event, the Australian International 3-day event, and equestrian grand final. And Adam Metcalf now coming over here onto the East Coast, South Australian riding MEC Aston. Adam Metcalf deciding today not the day and retiring from the competition on MEC Aston and bowing out. Well, next out into the arena, we welcome a young horse on debut. We saw its full brother in Copperbella Verde jump a beautiful 4-fault round. We now welcome out number 23 in the draw. Previous World Cup winner at the helm, Brooke Campbell. She rides Leslie and Alan Hargraves, and Brooke Campbell's nomination of Copperbella Voltage, a powerhouse of a horse, his first ever World Cup qualifier. She was a former New South Welshman, but she's now based at Bannockburn here in Victoria, with Chief Steward and committee member here at the Royal Melbourne Shows, fiance to Brett Hickey. Now Victorian, Brooke Campbell, Copperbella Voltage in his first ever World Cup qualifying. Want a little bit of light entertainment. Keep an eye on Brett Hickey down here, the man in the blue suit in the big hat. Oh, Melbourne on debut, under the time allowed. That is a clear round. How's the nerves, Brett Hickey? How do you feel with that? Hey, Melbourne, that horse never jumped fences that big. Give it another round of applause. Clear round on debut for Brooke Campbell, Copperbella Voltage. Whoa. Nearly a GPS error. Nearly got herself lost, but the true champion gets herself out of trouble. We don't care how you do it. That is clear round number 7. As we welcome out the winner of the last leg of the World Cup Series from Adelaide, from Whittlesea here in Victoria, the McCann family's nomination of Dupreece. Second in the Prince of Wales Cup on Friday. He comes out today, Russell Johnson, Australian Olympian, riding Dupreece. He won leg number 4 of the World Cup Series. Can he go back-to-back and skyrocket up the leaderboard? With 7 clear rounds, you'd think he must jump clear in this first round of competition. Russell Johnson, Dupreece. Well, unfortunately, by touching down on the rail, he has been deemed that he used outside assistance to stay on. And how you can go from hero to zero in a heartbeat here in the sport of show jumping. He is gone from the winner to now being eliminated from the competition. Russell Johnson, he knows the highs and lows of show jumping. He'll be back to fight another day, but he won't be competing in the second round of competition. Allowed to jump one more fence prior to leaving the arena, and unfortunately he won't be back here this afternoon. Well, he only recently got the ride on this horse. Well, he only just got the ride on this horse. He won the Mini Prix. Took home $5,000 at Wallinga Park 2 weeks ago in a very tough competition. This is the Willis family, David and Bridget Willis's nomination, Anioso Z, formerly ridden by Susanna Willis, their daughter. Billy Raymond, Australian representative and Olympic hopeful. Anioso Z in their first World Cup qualifier. But he has an amazing horse and rider combination. Anioso Z, Billy Raymond. $85.22 the time taken, 85.22. The 3 rails down, 12 jumping penalties. No time penalties with 12 faults. He ranks in 17th and won't be back for the second round of competition. So now welcome out next of our riders. This is number 26 in the draw. Winner of the World Cup Series here a few years ago on a mare by the name of R.R. Duranta. 2-time Australian back-to-back show jumping champion. Born and bred at Forbes in central New South Wales. Now based at Redleaf Lodge in Wilberforce in Sydney. This is David Cameron, and he is riding Finch Farm Clifford, owned by David, his twin brother Ian, and Will Matthews. Finch Farm Clifford, David Cameron, the combination now in the arena. Well, under the time allowed, 90.21, 90.21. 12 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 12. 5 horses still to go in this competition. As we work our way down through the list, number 27 in the draw, now making their way out. This is the Simmons family owned Oaks Costanza. Sherman, as he's known around the stables. This is Clay Simmons, back from Canada just this Tuesday. It is number 27 in the draw. From Burke in Western New South Wales, one of the most hard-hit, drought-ravaged parts of the state of New South Wales at the moment. I know a win here today would certainly help them continue on with what they're doing out there. Number 27 in the draw, Clay Simmons, and he is riding Oaks Costanza. Well, a quick check of the leaderboard at this stage. Tom McDermott is the fastest of the clears. We've got Tom McDermott, Jamie Kermon, Billy Raymond, Katie Laurie, Gabrielle Kuna, and Briar Burnett Garrett and Brooke Campbell as our 7 clear rounds. The fastest of our 4 falters is Clint Beresford and Emmaville Jitterbug. He's sitting in 8th place. In 9th place, I have Melissa Blair and her horse Zadora. We then go to Chris Chugg and Levalinsky sitting in 10th place. Talara Cameron currently sitting in 11th and 12th place at the moment. Brooke Dobbin. Shimona Fraid with 5 faults is sitting in 13th place and won't be required for the second round of competition. Oh, safely over the last, 81.72, 81.72. So that means with him putting him in 8th place, that means Brooke Dobbin drops out of the top 12. Brooke Dobbin now falls into 13th place, 81.72. So Brooke Dobbin now falls out with our 4-fault round of Oaks Costanza and Clay Simmons putting himself in 8th place. Well, next out into the arena, we welcome Gabrielle Kuna and Sierra Casiago. Next of our combinations to go, Gabrielle Kuna, Sierra Casiago. She's already got one clear round. This is her second horse. So you can win the class on this horse. She just can't win the World Cup points, but she can still certainly knock up some experience, pick up the prize money. Sierra Casiago. Gabrielle Kuna, the rider on course at the moment. Oh, Gabrielle Kuna safely over the last. Finishes 84.71 into 15th place at this stage of the competition. 15th place at this stage of the competition. 7 clear rounds. Has he been able to pick it? Our amateur announcer, Mr. Brett Hickey. Tongue-in-cheek, we say with that. Picked it before the class. 7 or 8 clear. 3 horses left to go. As we welcome out now, Tom McDermott. And Tom is riding Alpha Activity. Tom, as the fastest of our clear rounds, will be last to go at this stage on Elegance de la Chamille. This time he rides Alpha Activity. And the second of his horses in the competition. $86.31, Tom McDermott, Alpha Activity. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, and that is our 8th clear round. Talara Cameron now falls into 13th place and not going to get a bait back into this second round. Well, they've got just 2 horses left to go. He jumped clear at the Gatton World Cup qualifier. He jumped clear at the Adelaide World Cup qualifier. He was clear at Sale in January this year. Can he put another clear round to the name? Des Russell's nomination of Tyrone VDL. And in the saddle from here in Victoria, a man who spent some time in Europe. He's come back to Australia. and he has been a fierce competitor. James Harvey, Victorian-based, riding Tyrone VDL. Well, deciding he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day, retiring from the competition for James Harvey and Tyrone VDL. Well, we have 8 clear rounds. Chris Chugg holding on to 12th place as the four-faulter at the moment still required back. There's one horse and rider who can change that here. She's already got 1 clear round, Katie Laurie. The final horse to go. She rides Mike and Carissa McCall from New Zealand's nomination. A horse bred by Kerry Parker at Sierra Performance Horses, Sierra Caruso. Number 31 in the draw. The final horse out here this afternoon. And in the saddle, we welcome Katie Laurie. Oh, she's got another clear round. Katie Laurie, 85.64. 85.64. The strength of show jumping here in Australia is certainly in such a strong position. 9 clear rounds. Chris Chugg won't be invited back for the second round. We'll have the order of go for you shortly. But Katie Laurie and Sierra Caruso, our 9th clear round. Tom McDermott will have the sit and the final horse to go in the second round of competition. The second round will go over a shortened course against the clock. The winner of the class will be the horse-rider combination with the least number of penalties over the 2 rounds of competition and the quickest time in the second round. The second round, fences, we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10A, 4, 5A, 5B, 12, and finish over fence number 11. And as we said, 9 of those riders are going to come into the arena on the best possible score of 0. Who is going to win the Melbourne Royal World Cup qualifier for 2019 with 9 clear rounds, 3 riders on 4 faults back for the second round? The fastest of those 4 fault riders will be coming back, being Clay Simmons, Clint Beresford and Melissa Blair, I do believe. I'll just wait for confirmation from our grand jury that they are the 3 4-fault riders back in the second round of competition. Well, I can confirm that Melissa Blair will be the first rider out, carrying 4 faults, followed by Clint Beresford, Emmaville Jitterbug, and then Clay Simmons, Oaks Costanza. We're just finalising the order of go at the moment for our clear rounds. 2 riders have 2 horses. Alpha Activity, Tom McDermott, Elegance de la Chamille, and Katie Laurie with Sierra Caruso and Casebrook Lamond. Well, the order of go in the second round. First out, Melissa Blair, Zadora. Second out, Clint Beresford, Emmaville Jitterbug, Oaks Costanza and Clay Simmons will be the third rider out. They're all carrying 4 jumping penalties. We'll then go to Brooke Campbell, Cobbabella Voltage, Katie Laurie with her World Cup horse, Casebrook Lamond, Briar Burnett Grant and Verona will follow on to Gabrielle Cooner and Flair. Tom McDermott with his World Cup horse, Elegant Stila Shamil, Katie Laurie, Sarah Caruso, Billy Raymond and Anton, Jamie Kermond and Yandu Oaks Constellation. And final horse to go, Tom McDermott and Alpha Activity. As someone who is an advocate and a follower of the sport of show jumping, as you look at this, as a promoter of the sport, you could not ask for 3 or 4 of the quickest riders in the country to be coming in the last 4 spots. Katie Laurie on the ever quick Sarah Caruso. Billy Raymond on his day, no one can catch him. Kermo, well, he's found a new lease of life in the last couple of months, and that horse and rider have really grown again to be an international player, and is today their day. And the final rider out, Tom McDermott again with Alpha Activity. Melbourne, strap yourselves in, because this afternoon we are going to set the Herald Sun Arena on fire here with world-class World Cup show jumping. Who is going to win the 5th leg of the World Cup Series for 2019? Can Kermo ride with half the field backing him as the 3-1 favourite? He won the Prince of Wales Cup. Can he go back to back and win the World Cup qualifier? He's done it here before. He's done it on Caracas. He has done it on Valhalla. Can he do it on Yandu Oaks Constellation? Or does Billy Raymond rise to the top once again and show why he is one of the most feared and cheered riders in the country? Does Katie Laurie stamp her foot on the Australian show jumping scene and say, guys, I'm here to play, and I'm here to play in a big way? Or is it someone we haven't thought of? Can Brooke Campbell have the fairy tale, having only had her little baby son Lennox in December last year, taken this horse from a green unbroken through to a World Cup qualifying horse? Or is it the young gun from New Zealand? You could look at this field, you could pick it to pieces, you could throw the names, all 12 of them up in the air, and say any one of them could win it. It is going to be an amazing class. 3 horses, 3 riders carrying 4 jumping penalties. 9 clear rounds over a solid 155 to 1.60 metre competition track. It was no walk in the park. It just shows that the level and ability and skill of our horses and riders here in Australia has been going from strength to strength, and we are certainly seeing the reward of hard work, dedication and commitment from our elite riders. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to stick with us here this afternoon. World Cup show jumping will have the first horse on course very soon down here in the main arena for the second round, the deciding competition round of the Royal Melbourne Show World Cup qualifying event for 2019. And the Royal Melbourne Show was first held in 1848. And the Royal Melbourne Show is Victoria's largest and most iconic annual community event, with over 450,000 visitors each year. And it plays an important role in promoting and celebrating agriculture. The show is an integral platform to showcase agriculture and provides a valuable opportunity for food and fibre producers to connect with all of you. The RASV provides $244 million in value to the state of Victoria through the Royal Melbourne Show. And not only is it about connecting you, the public, with agriculture, but there's more delicious food on offer, and for the first time you can enjoy the new Angus Steakhouse, the affordable classic pub-style steakhouse with daily specialty cuts and vegetarian options. The food and drink offering doesn't stop there, with plenty of new and enhanced foodie precinct guaranteed to suit all tastes. And if you were a lover of viticulture, why don't you go to the Winning Taste Pavilion? The award-winning food and drink includes coffee, spirits, beer and wine, and some of us Melbourne's favourites will also activate the food trucks just outside in the Winning Taste Courtyard. And of course, a true celebration for Victorian agriculture. The show brings the country and the city and invites budding farmers to try their hands at sheep shearing and milking a cow in the livestock pavilion, while sheep, cattle, alpacas and Clydesdales compete for blue ribbon glory. We saw last night over 250 different cattle producers here in the main arena in our annual Catch a Parade of Champions Grand Cattle Parade. A sight not to be missed. There are over 650 cattle here just below us in the livestock pavilion. Go down, take a wander through, talk to a farmer. Every family needs a farmer. Every farmer needs a family. And go along and say good day to your producers of world-class beef, milk, and our sheep as well. With the food and fibre on display in the livestock pavilion throughout the 12 days of the Royal Melbourne Show. So the second round of competition goes over a shortened course. It's a second round course. We start at fence number 6, the butterfly fence. We go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10A. 10B's been removed. We then go back around to fence number 4, 5A, 5B, a right-hand turn to 12 and finish over. Fence number 11, the purple oxer coming back here to the commentary box, the grandstand side. Or the warm-up arena side, I should say. Length of the course, 420 metres. Time allowed, 68 seconds. We have 3 horses, 3 riders carrying 4 jumping penalties. And we welcome all of those watching on into our live stream, wherever you're watching around the country. Welcome here to the Herald Sun Arena. Welcome to the Royal Melbourne Show. If you've just joined us, like my wife has just tuned in, then we saw an amazing first round. 9 clear rounds. Brooke Campbell, Katie Laurie with 2, Tom McDermott with 2, Briar Burnett Grant, Gabrielle Cooner, and Billy Raymond and Jamie Kermond all jumped clear. Melissa Blair Well, she had just the one rail down, carrying 4 jumping penalties from the first round of competition to this second round. Melissa Blair, Zadora, the combination now on course. So although this is a second round, not a jump off, if we have more than one rider on an equal first place at the end of this round, it's time on this round that will count. Time in the first round ranks the order of go for this second round, but it is time on this round that will determine who wins the class. With 9 clear, each of these horses and riders are going to know they're going to have to really put the foot down. Interesting, Mel took quite the long option around defence number 4. 3 fences, 4 efforts left to go. A and B are right. Oh, there's the clear round. 4 in the first, clear in the second, 60.04. That's the one to beat. 60.04 and 4 over the 2 rounds for Melissa Blair and Zadora. Well, another rider just scraped into this second round. There was many a nervous person sitting out there to see whether they got a chance to come back for the second round. He hung on by the skin of his teeth. He's won the World Cup Series here previously. These 4-fault riders really have nothing to lose. Put the foot down, go hard, and go hard or go home. He can put the best score on the board if that's what he wants to do. Emmerville Jitterbug, Clint Beresford. To take the lead, he must jump clear. Because Melissa was also on 4, he must be quicker than 60.04. $56.83, 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 8 over the 2 rounds, 56.83. So even though his time was quicker, that rail relegates him to second place at this stage of the competition. As we now welcome out the final of our 4-fault rounds. Next out into the arena will be Clay Simmons. And Clay riding Oaks Costanza. He won the first leg of the World Cup Series. He was so close at Gatton, jumping a lovely clear round in the first round. Just had a couple down in the second round. Placed in the top 10 at the indoor at the Waratah jumping. Missed Adelaide. Steps out here at the 5th leg. Clay Simmons, Oaks Costanza. Next combination into the ring. Has the bell. You'll see the clock ticking down on the big screen. Counting us backwards from 45. If that gets to 0, it automatically starts going up. No problems for Clay. He's now underway. Trains with Gavin Chester. Oh, miscommunication. He saw a great inside turn. Unfortunately, Sherman, Oaks Costanza, didn't see the same takeoff point. Now they get their stuff back together. Oh, 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 8 over the 2 rounds, 54.73, 54.73. Look at the time. That was lightning quick, but 2 rails down into second place. The quickest time we've seen on the course, just a bit quicker than Clint Berrison, 54.73. And 8, putting him into second place at this stage of the competition for Clay Simmons and Oaks Costanza. Well, she jumped a sensational first round on debut here at the Royal Melbourne Show. This horse having never jumped World Cup before. But the young lady in the saddle, she is a seasoned campaigner. She won the Shepparton World Cup qualifier on a stallion by the name of Cadiz, owned by the Hargraves family. This horse, Copperbella Voltage, owned by Brooke Campbell, with a share going to Leslie Hargraves. Can she jump a double clear round in her first ever World Cup qualifier? Brooke Campbell on course. Three fences left to go. She can be clear under the time allowed. In fact, she can have 3 time penalties. Commentator cursed, 2 fences left to go. Now she needs to be quicker than 60.04, that of Mel Blair's. She turns for home. A little bit wider as she comes down to the final fence. Hey, Melbourne, on debut. Put your hands together for Brooke Campbell. 64.52, 64.52. 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, 64.52. With 4, will put herself into second place at this stage of the competition. Brooke Campbell, Copperbella Voltage. What a ride on debut. Well, we're just waiting for that fence to be rebuilt. 5A, so 4 jumping penalties for Brooke as we welcome out Katie Laurie, Case Brooke Lamond. First of 2 rides, she comes in like Brooke on the best possible score of 0. So if she can jump around the course clean, she can take the lead. But she knows this young lady, she has Billy Raymond, Jamie Kermond, Tom McDermott, and Gabby Cooner, all sitting behind her, all knocking on the door. This is her first of 2 rides, her World Cup horse. Katie Laurie, can she throw the gauntlet round? I think she's going to put the foot flat to the floor. Case Brooke Lamont, Sparky as he's known around the stables, now on course. So Katie Laurie now to take the lead needs to be quicker than 60.04, that of Mel Blair's. She's right up there on the clock. She's well in front, in fact, as she turns to the final fence. Katie Laurie, Case Brooke Lamont, rail down. 53.91, time was 7 seconds quicker, but 8 jumping penalties puts herself into 3rd place. Melissa Blair still the leader. Brooke Campbell sitting in 2nd place. Katie Laurie now into 3rd. Clay Simmons in 4th and Clint Beresford sitting in 5th place as we welcome out. And I do thank my New Zealand friends that are telling me that Kay Williams letting me know Pryor actually won Horse of the Year in 2018, not 2019. Kay, I'd love to get there in 2020, but who knows what the future holds when you work at Willinga Park. As we welcome out Briar Burnett Grant, New Zealander, 2018 winner of the New Zealand Horse of the Year. Been in Australia 3.5 weeks. She's riding for Team Yandu in the Australian Jumping Teams League. Little talent, Pocket Rocket, now on course. Gets the inside turn. Look at this Pocket Rocket from New Zealand. Oh, rattles A. Can't get the back rail, so now she needs to be quicker than 60.04. One fence left to go. Checks the clock. She's right up. Is this the new leader in the competition? She comes down to the final fence. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, new leader in the competition, 56.02. Clear in the first, 4 in the second. Briar Burnett Grant, Verona take the lead by 4 seconds. That puts Melissa Blair into second, Brooke Campbell into third, Katie Laurie now into 4th place. Still looking for that elusive double clear round. Well, the bell sounds now. The next of our lady riders in this competition, Gabrielle Kuna, one of the underrated silent assassins in the show jumping world. She's quiet, she is calm, and she is one darn good jockey. Getting married later this year to Chris Chugg, Gabrielle Kuna and Flair. Clear in the first round. Is this a double clear round? Straight away, you can see these riders' intentions. If they take the inside turn, they're going for time. She's not mucking around, but she knows a double clear will give her a top 5 finish, boost her up the points later as well. This mare has springs in its feet. Makes it look way too easy. You've got a good jockey on your back. Anything can go. Luck is on her side. Rattled fence number 4, but it stayed there. The Melbourne Show Jumping Club fence. 2 fences left to go. Comes down to the final fence. Hey, Melbourne. Hey, Melbourne. That's the one we're looking for. Clear in the first, clear in the second, new leader in the competition. Gabrielle Kuna and Flair, 55.44, and she stamps her authority as now the one to beat. Well, interestingly enough, we said she said her intention, but she did not muck around. She has really left the door quite tight there for these riders to try and run her down. Can they do it? Tom McDermott, Elegance de la Chamille. Now to win the class. He does not have a rail up his sleeve. He must jump clear. He now needs to be quicker than 55.44 of Gabrielle Kuna's. Briar Burnett Grant sitting in second, Melissa Blair in third, Brooke Campbell in fourth, Katie Laurie now in 5th place. Tom goes inside. We know that if you can shorten the length of the course, you're going to shorten the time it takes. Each stride takes about 0.8 of a second. We need millimetre of seconds is all we need to try and take the lead. And when you're on. This boy, as our MC from our presentation said, won everything bar the wood chop here this week at the Royal Melbourne Show. Leading rider by a country mile. 1.60 metre tall vertical, as big as they can build them at international level. A and B are right. 55.44, the time to beat. 55.44. He looks for the inside turn. Can he jump it clean? Tom McDermott. Oh, no. Rail down, look at the time, 50.15. He was 5.3 seconds quicker than Gabriel Kuna, but a rail down. If he'd gone around the back of the brown fence, he would have still been in the lead. 50.15 into second place as the fastest of the four falters. Some 5.3 seconds quicker than Gabriel Kuna. But that man there will leave the arena. He has one more horse still to go in the competition. As we now welcome out our current 6th place getter. This is Katie Laurie riding Carissa and Mike McCaw's nomination of Sierra Caruso. Elvis, as he's known around the stables. The little redhead, he's fiery. And he is quick across the ground. So carrying the 4 jumping penalties, Sierra Caruso, Katie Laurie can't take the lead, can go into second. Can't afford another rail down. 3 horses still left to go in this competition. One fence left to go, carrying the 4 jumping penalties safely over the last into third place. 53.43, 53.43. Still just the one double clear round. Gabby Kuna and Flair. Tom McDermott sitting in second. Katie Laurie, Sierra Caruso in third. Briar Burnett Grant and Verona in fourth. Melissa Blair in fifth. Brooke Campbell in sixth. And Katie Laurie in 7th place. 3 horses still to come. Jamie Kermon, Tom McDermott out the back, but the man of the moment here in the arena. We welcome out, 3rd last rider to go, Billy Raymond. Billy is riding Anton. Billy Raymond, all clear at this stage. 3 fences, 4 efforts left to go. Gets the rail down. Looks for the inside turn to the final fence. Billy Raymond sets up. No problems at the last. 55.27. Interestingly enough, time was quick enough for first, but the rail down. 55.27 puts him all the way down to 4th place. All right, time for Billy Raymond and Anton. As we welcome out now, 2nd last competitor to go. Val. Well, he's won it on multiple horses. Can he win it on Oaks, Yandu Oaks Constellation? Jamie Kermon, the Conquistador bred gelding, bred by Alice Cameron, owned by John and Kerry Winning. Oh, Napa has a little stumble. Kerm nearly came out over the handlebars, but this is why he's one of the best in the business. They call him the Roger Federer of show jumping. He has been at the top of the sport, the master in the business. cut a stride out, went down in 5. It's a 6-stride line. Angles across the tall vertical. This horse is looking good. 3 fences, 4 efforts left to go. Commentator, don't put the curse on him now. A's right. No problem at B. 2 fences left to go. Needs to be quicker than 55.44. Jamie Kermon angles the last. It's a big angle. There's your leader in the competition. 52.61. 52.61. And what a lead. He is a legend. Hey, Melbourne, put your hands together one more time for Jamie Kermon. What a ride. Yandu Oaks Constellation. He has just set the stadium alight here. The boy from Warrnambool. Now, it's not over until the final horse goes. Tom McDermott has one more chance to try and win the class. He's riding Alpha Activity. Alpha Activity, purchased by the Langbeckers, owned by Kevin and Pauline Thomas, and at the Embrook stables. This combination stepped up to Grand Prix level in the last 18 months, and they have been jumping with sensational success over the last couple of months. Is today their day? Now, Tom has a time quicker, a 50.15. He's currently sitting in 3rd place. There are 2 clear rounds. Jamie Kermon, the quickest of those. Gabrielle Kuna sitting in 2nd. Tom McDermott currently in 3rd. Katie Laurie in 4th. Billy Raymond in 5th. Briar Burnett Grant in 6th. Melissa Blair in 7th. And Brooke Campbell on debut sitting in 8th place. Tom McDermott just checking his saddle before he makes his way out into the arena. As my great mate and fellow team member from Willinga Park says, the stage is set. The curtains are drawn. Can the final horse in the Royal Melbourne Show Jumping program for 2019 go home victorious? As a promoter, and you look at a seeded draw, you love nothing more than to see this man's name as the last horse to go, because you know he's not here to make up the numbers. He's not here to go for a play it safe, can around. He knows one speed and one speed only. That is full tilt 100% of the time. Tom McDermott riding the Langbeckers and Thomas family's nomination of Alpha Activity. Matty, as he's known around the stables. To win the class, all you need to do, Tom, is jump clear, quicker than a time 52.61. Oh, 1 fence left to go. Interesting, he's gone around the back. 52.61. He's got to jump this clean. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's your fairy tale win. There is your winner of the World Cup qualifier for 2019. Tom McDermott, Alpha Activity, wins the class 50.96. We told you he was going to go hard. He was not going to go home wondering. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, one more time, put your hands together for Tom McDermott. And keep the applause going for Alpha Activity, the winner of the World Cup qualifier for 2019. Well, what a class we've seen here. Well, we have the official results come to hand here. And congratulations to our winner, Tom McDermott and Tom riding Alpha Activity. Second place going to Jamie Kermon, Yandu Oaks Constellation. Third place going to Gabrielle Kuna and Flair. Fourth place going to Tom McDermott, Elegance de la Chamille. Fifth place to Katie Laurie and Sierra Caruso. Sixth place to Billy Raymond and Anton. Seventh place to Briar Burnett Grant and Verona. Eighth place to Melissa Blair and Zadora. Ninth place to Brooke Campbell, Copperbella Voltage. 10th place to Katie Laurie, Casebrook Lamond. 11th place to Clay Simmons, Oaks Costanza. And 12th place going to Clint Beresford and Emmaville Jitterbug. Ladies and gentlemen, please stick with us. The official presentation coming up down here in the main arena. But once again, well done to Tom McDermott and Alpha Activity, to Jamie Kermond and Gabrielle Kuna. 3 horses, 3 riders jumping double clear in the Melbourne Royal World Cup qualifier for 2019. Official presentation coming up down here in the main arena shortly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the FEI World Cup Jumping Qualifier Event Presentation Ceremony. Please make him welcome our MC, Mr. Brett Hickey.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Federation Equestrian International World Cup Qualifying Ceremony. My name is Brett Hickey, and I have the pleasure of being your host here this afternoon. Please join me in welcoming our official party to the presentation area, please, and please put your hands together for Mr. Matt Coleman, the RASV President. Andy Pearce, the CEO of Pet Cover, our fantastic sponsor of this event. Sharon Mead, the Senior Manager of Pet Cover. Leanne Tarano from the Horses in Action Committee. Amalfi Morrison, the World Cup Trot-Up Judge. Ian Metherall, the son of the late Rupert Metherall. Rosie Metherall, and our penciler all week here at Melbourne Royal, Bernadette Hearn. Now let's welcome our officials to the arena doing our presentations today for all our place getters. Anne Garner, Jan Golding, George Primus, Dallas Golby, David Shepherd, Bruce Harding, Yvonne Morrison, Adeline Fallon, Anne-Marie Greenway, Peggy Mills and Bruce Milne. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please let us now welcome the competitors back onto the arena. This year we've had 30 competitors compete in this World Cup qualifier and MER. Competitors, judges, stewards, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Royal Agricultural Society of Victoria, welcome to the Royal Melbourne Show FEI World Cup Qualifying Event Presentation Ceremony. We are pleased to honour these outstanding riders who have competed in the World Cup today, with the winner gaining valuable points towards representing Australia at the World Cup final in 2020 and gaining their MER to make themselves eligible for the Australian team at the Tokyo Olympics. I'd like to make a special thank you to the Royal Agricultural Society for holding this spectacular event. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our horse committee, supporters and other past winners. Thank you all Please, let's give them a huge round of applause. The Horses in Action program here at the Royal Melbourne Show celebrates the finest riders and horses in the country, attracting over 2,900 entries, and is a feature of the Royal Melbourne Show. Showjumping and the World Cup are a highlight of the extensive 11-day program which allows breeders, owners and riders to benchmark against the best of the best. We've witnessed some amazing jumping competitions over the last 4 days of the Royal Melbourne Show. We will begin today's presentations by announcing the most successful rider in jumping competitions throughout the 4-day jumping program here at the Royal Melbourne Show. Please make welcome Ian Metherell, son of the late Rupert Metherell, to announce and present our most successful rider in jumping competitions at this year's show. Rupert Metherell Perpetual Trophy goes to the rider who accrues the most points for the 5 points for a win down to 1 point for a 6th place, and accruing a massive 35 points over the 4 days of jumping at this year's show. Please make welcome Tom McDermott. This is the 5th time in the last 8 years Tom has won this award. Alpha Activity, he's got a few more prizes to receive yet. Let's hope he's a little better behaved. A huge thank you to Ian Metherell. Rupert Metherell Trophy has been running now for around 25 years. Ian, if you'd like to come up to the mic again. A fantastic effort, Ian. We see you here every year to present the trophy. It's a great prize, and if you look at the names on that trophy, the best riders are most successful riders at the show each year. And this year's no mean feat by Tom McDermott.
No, congratulations, Tom. What I really like about this trophy is that it can go to a junior, an unknown, or one of the leading riders. So it's an open field, and I think that's special. So congratulations once again, Tom. Well done.
Thank you, Ian, and great to have you here once again. Yesterday, before the main jumping competition, commenced, all entrants competed in the trot up. The trot up inspection is there for the vets to make sure horses are sound and happy and be able to compete in the World Cup event. During this competition, they were judged on the combined presentation of horse and handler. It is now time for us to announce these awards for the best presented combination at the trot up inspection, supported by Gorst Rural. Ladies and gentlemen, in second place in this competition, please make welcome to the presentation area, James Harvey. A second place rider in this, James Harvey, receives a gift voucher supplied by Gorst Rural, a great supporter of the Royal Melbourne Show. And a huge thank you to Amalfi Morrison these days for doing the judging and presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the winner of the best presented combination at the Trot Up, Jamie Winning from Ebenezer in New South Wales. Our best presented combination receives a trophy and a gift voucher supported by Gorst Rural. They also receive a gift prize supported by Poseidon Equine. A big round of applause for those two competitors. Fantastic effort by both, and thank you for supporting the best presented. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our main competition presentation. The FEI Showjumping World Cup is an annual international competition for the world's best showjumping horses and riders. The series, created in 1978, today comprises of 14 leagues on all continents. The best riders from 132 preliminary competitions qualify for the final. Approximately 45 riders qualify from 14 leagues around the world to compete in the FEI World Cup final each year. And it is now my pleasure to invite Matt Coleman, the president of the RASV, to announce the official results. Matt? Well, Matt, we'll start from 12th to 1st. If you could please.
Thanks, Brett. It gives me great pleasure to announce the 12th place getter is number 3, Emmaville Jitterbug, ridden by Clint Beresford.
Great effort by all. Righto, Matt, let's move on to number 11. 11th place.
Thanks, number 11. Number 27, Oaks Costanza, ridden by Clay Simmons.
Now, Matt, 10th place.
In 10th place, number 19, Casebrook Le Monde, written by Katie Laurie.
In 9th place, this is a pretty special one to me, Matt. This is my fiance, so.
That's given it away before I announced it. Number 23, Copper Bella Voltage, written by Brooke Campbell. Congratulations, Brooke.
And you even got the pronunciation right on the Copper Bella. Fantastic. Okay, moving on to 8th.
Number 8, Zidora, written by Melissa Blair.
In 6th place.
Anton, number 15, written by Billy Raymond. Is it the same?
In 5th place, Matt.
Number 31, Sarah Caruso, written by Katie Laurie. Well done, Katie. It says Katie Laurie. It's Katie Laurie and Katie Laurie. Did I go one too far, did I?
Yep, sorry.
Which one?
We missed 7th place. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we missed 7th place here. In 7th place,
Sorry, my apologies. In 7th place, number 11, Verona, ridden by Briar Burnett Grant.
sorry, mate, I'll put
You're
some
right.
numbers here there.
So just the...
No, go to 6th, Anton. Billy Raymond.
Okay, and as I already announced, in 6th position, number 15, Anton, ridden by Billy Raymond.
We done Katie? Did we do Katie?
Yeah, well that's what it says, Katie Laurie, Katie Laurie.
She's got 2 horses in it.
She rode them both, did she?
Yep.
I'll do that again.
Oh, yeah, go.
We'll just stay in order, re-announce number 5th, number 31, Sarah Caruso, ridden by Katie Laurie. Yep. Now on to 4, number 18, Elegance Della Chamille, ridden by Tom McDermott.
Now for the real stuff, Matt. Where the big money is, up to the top 3. 3rd place.
In 3rd place, number 14, Flair, ridden by Gabriel Kuna.
And the runner-up, Matt, the 2nd place getter.
Getting a bit nervous myself now. In 2nd position, competitor number 12, Yandu Oaks Constellation, ridden by Jamie Kermond.
I'll move this out of the road. Sorry, stay there, stay there. Just go over a couple of pages. Wording's wrong there. This is you. So if you can read what's in red.
Yep.
Well, Matt, the big moment has come. The winner of the 2019 Royal Melbourne Show World Cup qualifying event, the champion this year.
It's now my absolute pleasure to announce the winner of the 2019 FEI World Cup qualifying event is competitor number 29 on board Alpha Activity, again, Tom McDermott.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please keep up your applause as the committee member Leanne Tarano and Anne Garner present the championship garland. You can applause when I ask you to applause. Come on, clap along. So I'm also pleased to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, our winner of the World Cup today receives the Silver Cup trophy from VF Trainer Awards and Trophies, an inscribed rug, and all our inscribed rug for all our place getters here today, supported by Pet Cover. He also receives a fairly hefty cash prize. Well, Tom, if you can, I'm going to ask you to jump off your horse and come over and talk to me if you can hold him still for a second. Well, it's such a fantastic effort, Tom. I did say earlier in the show when I was commentating, you've been in everything bar the wood chop, and if you were, I think you'd win that as well, because there's not a lot at this show you haven't won. You missed out on the leading horses in each part. You've won the leading rider of the show by miles. No one was in cooey of you, and you've come out in one of the biggest World Cups of the year, really held your nerve. There was a good time you had to beat Jamie Kermans and held the nerve and got the job done.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. No, I'm really excited. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Langbecker and Thomas family for letting me ride the horse and buying him. He's a very special horse, as you can see, but he's got so much talent, and I'm pretty happy to have him on my truck. All my sponsors, mum and dad, all the grooms behind the scene, doing everything tirelessly every day for me, and yourself and the committee for getting everything done. It's always such a good show to come here to. It's one of my favourite, and all the horses obviously jump well here, and the tracks are good, the ground's good, so we couldn't complain as riders, and you know, I've had a pretty good show.
And Tom, 5 times now your name's on that leading rider of the show, the Rupert Metherall Perpetual Trophy. Your name at how old?
26.
26. You're on that trophy 5 times. A pretty cool effort.
Yeah, no, it's good to be on that trophy. Yeah, obviously, I missed out on a couple of the other awards, but this is probably one of the best ones to get, the World Cup one and the rider of the show. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked, and this is my second time winning this class. It's been a while since I won this class, so pretty good to be back in the winner's circle.
And Tom, where to from here for you with your team of horses? What happens now? You've got your MER or a half point in MER. Is that where you're looking, Tokyo, or is that maybe in a couple of years' time, that sort of thing?
That's a bit of a tricky question. But no, obviously they're horses, so they're not machines. So we'll see how he pulls up, and we've got a show in a couple of days, and then we all head to Tamworth. I think I'm taking 20-something horses to Tamworth, so this is a pretty light show being here at this show. So you know, it's been a nice couple of days.
You might need a new truck. I hear Premier Floats build good ones to cart all 20 horses up there. But Tom, fantastic effort. It's great to see you at Melbourne Royal. You're a great supporter. You've been coming since you're a young lad, and love having you here and hope to see you again next year. Good on you.
Thanks, Brett. Thank you. Okay.
So we'll ask Tom now to mount up. I'll look after that one for you. Get Tom to mount back up, and we'll get him to do a lap of honour. Give him a huge round of applause when he does get on his lap of honour, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, before he does this, thank you very much for coming and supporting Melbourne Royal, every one of you, the crowd, the sponsors, the committee. The committee especially really appreciates people coming out here and supporting Melbourne Royal, and we love seeing the class of jumping we have here every year. Today's no exception. With the jumping we've had, it's some of the best you'll see anywhere in Australia. And it's such a joy for me being part of the horse committee with Leanne Taranto, Melinda Rolfe, Wayne Luffnan and Helen Rankin to see these events held at Melbourne Royal every year, and what a success they are. It's great to have Matt here, our president. We couldn't do it without the committee and the hierarchy upstairs who make all the money decisions, but great to have our supporters. Pet care, I hope you come back. Pet cover, sorry. I hope you come back next year. Your rugs look great. We really appreciate you coming. But here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, a big thank you to everyone from me and the RASV for 2019. Tom McDermott, the 2019 World Cup champion at the Royal Melbourne Show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the show jumping program and concludes our prize giving ceremony here at the Royal Melbourne Show. Once again, a huge thank you for your support. Thanks for everyone coming. There's 2 days of the show left. Please come and enjoy. There's so